Welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to study SwiftUI stack. So let's start by creating a new file. Make sure it's a SwiftUI view and let's name it as SwiftUI stacks playground. So in this video we are actually going to study VStack, HStack, ZStack, and then we'll also have to learn about the frame. So in the previous video you may have noticed that whenever I had to write two UI elements or another UI element, then I had to first comment out the previous one. So let's just say if I want a button in here, and let's name it as login maybe. So what I had to do is comment out this one, the previous text, so that I can have the button on the screen, because right now you may notice that we have actually two screens. The first one shows hello world and the second it's going to show us the login. So this is because this var property, this body property, actually expect us to return a single view instead of two. So in order to solve this issue, we can utilize the stacks from SwiftUI. So we have different stacks. Let's start by looking at the first one. As the name says, V stands for vertical. So what it does, it actually arrange the items vertically. So if I embed these two in a V stack, you will notice that now we will have these two UI elements vertically positioned. Here. So let's just give it a background so that we can see how much space this UI element has. So I will have a green color, and then I can further use the opacity modifier and maybe have a 0.2 opacity, so that is a very light green color. So you may notice that this whole green box is actually as much as the text size. So if I have, let's just say, our text size is maybe hello, or maybe we can say like how are you. So now our text size is text size increase, as the text size increase, the box width also increases. So this is actually right now it's wrapping the width of the larger UI element. So you may notice that this login button on the other hand is positioned at the center of the screen box, and this is because by default the alignment for VStack is center. So if you want this login button maybe at the beginning of the green box, so we can do that by using this alignment, and we have actually three alignments property: the trailing, center, and leading. By default it's center, so we can try the leading property. Now you will notice this login is now positioned at the start of the green box, and we can also have the trailing, and this will position the login button at the end of the green box. So let's just have it as a leading. So this is how you can stack UI elements in a vertical position. And let's just say if we have another UI element, maybe an image, and maybe let's just have a heart icon in here. So now we actually all of these elements have no space in between them. So for this, what we can do, we also have an option to provide a spacing between the elements of the VStack. So let's just give them a space of 20. So now they are a bit apart from each other, so maybe we can give them a space of 10. So that looks good. And if you want these elements, we can also give them padding. Looks nice. So this is how this VStack works. It just stacks the element in vertical position. We can align the elements, and then we can also provide spacing between each element of the VStack. So this is all about the VStack. And we have actually another stack that's called HStack, and as the name says, it's horizontal stack. So what it does is stack the elements or position them in horizontal. So let's just have HStack in here, and then we can have maybe a text. Let's just say hello, and then let's just have another text, and let's just say user. So now, because this HStack position the element in horizontal, so yeah, now they are positioned horizontally. So we have them, instead of on the new line, it's right next to the hello. So we can have another maybe a button in here as well. Let's just say a login button, and now we have all of these three UI elements stack horizontally. So just same as this VStack, we can also provide alignment to our HStack, and again it has three properties: center, top, and bottom. So let's just give it alignment of top, and you may not notice it right now because all of these elements have the exact same kind of a height. But let's just give it a background, and then let's just have a blue, maybe opacity of 0.2, so that's a very light background. Yes, and then maybe we can give it a padding. Okay, better. And let's just have this hello with a font maybe of last title. Okay, great. Now you can see we have this alignment top. So this user and this login, they are actually trying to go to the top of the blue box. So if I remove the padding, you will notice they are exactly at the top like this. And this hello is actually its position at the top, but since it has a height, its height is different than the user and the login, so that's why it looks like it's in the center, but it's actually the other two elements are at the top. So we can actually try a different alignment. Maybe let's just have a center. So now they will be at the center. This is like a vertical position inside a horizontal stack, and then we can have the bottom position. Okay, so this is how this HStack works, and same as the VStack, we can actually provide a spacing to HStack, to the elements of HStack. So now we will have a spacing of 10 between them. Maybe we can have like a 30. So this is how this HStack is. And there is one more thing that we can utilize with these stacks. It's called spacer. So let's just say we only want these two, I would say these two texts on the screen, and I want them maybe one on the left side and one on the far right side. So what we can do is add a space between them, and that's what this spacer does. So now we have a space, and you will notice that the hello is on the very left side and the user is on the very right side of the screen. And yeah, that's it. So we can actually also use this space for the VStack. I will actually show you an example that we can use these tags within each other. So we can have a VStack, and then inside a VStack we can have an HStack, and here we can have a space, but the space for the HStacks were different than the HStack, because now you notice that when I add the space between the HStack, it actually is a kind of a horizontal space, and when we add it for the VStack, it's a kind of a vertical space. So that's how you can actually utilize two stacks within each other. And yeah, maybe we can have, like, if you have another button here, so like this, and then maybe we can have a padding, You can also give padding to your HStack, so like this. So this is how VStack and HStack you can utilize them uh, within each other. So in the same way, you can have these VStack inside an HStack. So let's just say if I want maybe this instead of user, let's just say we want like two tags in here. Let's say the first text is username and the second text maybe says Wednesday as the weekday. So we can use VStack inside the HStack as well. And for the alignment, let's just have the maybe center alignment in here. So this is how we can utilize these tags. And let's just comment out this code so that we can move to the ZStack. And ZStack, what it does, as the name says, is actually stacks element, or yeah, stacks elements on top of each other. So let's just say if we have a ZStack in here and we have a text that says maybe hello, and then let's just have another text that says hello, hello, hello. So now you can notice that we have these two texts, but we can only see one of them, and the reason is because this hello text is actually on top of this one. So, and because of that you cannot see it. So let's just say if we have a different text than hello, like maybe everything, now you may notice that the texts are kind of on top of each other. So this is what ZStack do. It stacks the elements on top of each other. So let's just say we can actually do a nice thing with ZStack, like we can draw a background like this, we can have a color, and then maybe we want to have a text, so we can say that hello there. So this is how this ZStack works. So, and the elements are stacked on the basis of how you actually write them. So let's just say if I add another color, then maybe green with opacity of 5. So now we may have this more greenish color, or let's just use maybe blue instead of green. So now we have a green. This is like the first element drawn on screen, this is the second element drawn on screen, and this is the third element drawn on screen. So this is how this ZStack works. Okay, I think that's all for the ZStack. Okay, we actually have one more thing. We can have the alignment for ZStack as well. So you can align ZStack elements in a lot of different ways. So let's just say by default I think it's center, so you can align them at the bottom of screen. Now you may notice our text is at the bottom. You can align them maybe at the top leading side. Now it will be somewhere here. You can have maybe center, yeah. So you can also have the alignment with ZStack as well. So let's comment this out. Now the last thing that we need to understand is the frame. So let's just have another maybe VStack, and let's just have a text in here. This is hello. So now if I give a background to this, then you may notice that the background is, it's only wrapping the text that's inside. But what if we want the whole screen instead of only this one, instead of only this, only wrapping it to the size of the whatever the elements inside? So we can use, for that we can use the frame. So what we need to do is we just need to have this frame in here, and then we can have a width for the elements. So let's just say if I want 300 for the width, I can do this. Now it's 300, and you can also set the height for the element, let's just say 300 by 300, so it's more like a box. So you can do things like this with the frame, or there is another nice property that we can use. It's called maximum width, and what we can do, we can have infinity for this. So yeah, now it's actually taking as much space as the as much width as it's available on the device. So you can also do this for the you can also do this for the height. You can have an infinity for the maximum height, so it's taking all the space available. So that's what you can do with the frame. So but right now let's just have a maximum width of infinity so that it takes as much space as available. And then after we have drawn the background, then we also want padding after the background so that we have this nice, yeah, so now it looks very nice. We have this space between the edges of the screen. And after the background, let's just, we want to give them a corner radius of 20, so we can have that as well. And yeah, so you can actually give this frame to any UI element. Let's just say if we have a button in here that we want to design in a different way than the regular text, so maybe we can have a text in here that says sign up, and then we can give it a foreground color of maybe white, and then we can give it a background color of maybe green. And now before the background, let's just give it a padding. And yeah, after the background, let's just give it a corner radius of 20. And then yeah, let's just give it a padding so that it has some space. And after this background, let's just before the background, let's just give it a frame, and we can use max width as infinity. So now it's taking as much space as available. So this is how you can use the frame modifier with any UI elements. So I guess that's it for this video. See you in the next one.